So let's get into dailies.
Yeah.
Okay. I have the Chronicle today. And Agalga partly confirms IGP tape report, says it's not substantially different from our draft report. Interesting. You know, yesterday the stories came out.
Yes.
Yeah, and I believe this. It's not substantially different. It's leaked. It's not true. Whatever. You know, they leak bits and pieces, but at the end of the day, it says it's not substantially different from the draft report that came out. Well, how Samira escaped death on Accra Kumasi Road. IMF Lords Ghana on reaching debt treatment pact with creditors. And the scripture for today on the front page of the Chronicle says, Proverbs 24 verse 26, whoever gives an honest answer kisses the lips.
All
right. I know where that shade is going.
Okay. On the front page of the Daily Guide, we have Akufo-Addo on top of corruption fight, and that's by Freddie Blaine. I invested over 1.4 million Ghana cedis in men's gold, and that's by a witness. Bawumia will erode NDC's northern foothold. And Cozy in record donation to kids. And lastly, bedbug spray kills 3 siblings at Asawasi.
Sad.
That's so sad.
So sad.
That's so sad.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
That's so sad. And, you know, I think it's very important for us to always try to put away, you know, all these substances, especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
Because most of the time it seems to just be around a lot of houses just like that, forgetting that you have kids and this can be poisonous to their health.
I think, and I don't know why it's necessarily become that way, but I think that a lot of parents have become very careless when it comes to the environment, you know, that they allow their children to play. When we were kids, my mom would tape over sockets.
Yes.
Do you understand? So that there's no easy access.
True.
It's not that you can't go and peel it off, you can, but the easy access of putting a knife, a fork into a socket.
Yeah, you know,
you
kids
see
always do that.
Children. So parents need to make sure that the environment, lift things up from the ground. Don't leave the spray on the ground. Don't leave the chemicals on the ground. Put them up shelves where the children can't reach. You see, these things, I mean, I take it for granted because I saw my parents do it all the time. You know, they're particularly cautious and careful. But I don't know. I just feel that a lot of people are becoming more and more careless as time goes by.
And I wouldn't just say, well, probably carelessness is part, but I will also say ignorance.
Yeah, but you see, the carelessness stems from somewhere.
Well, that's true.
You know, it's stemming from somewhere. And maybe it's like the fact that you don't even know that these things are dangerous. And that is like, oh, the child should have known. No, the child doesn't know better.
The child doesn't know that.
You can't take things for granted. The child doesn't know better. I'm wondering about the story about Akufo-Addo is on top of the corruption fight. Is that what is the headline again?
Akufo-Addo on top of corruption fight. And that's by Freddie Blaine.
All right. It just sort of pricked me, and I was just wondering how many people have been jailed for corruption in the last, let's say, I don't know, 5 years. I'm not sure I know any. Well, anyway, the Daybreak has these headlines here. Bawumia deepens NDC cracks, bandit claims. Okay. AFCON news, Ghanaian supporters want to return. You heard about that one?
That's too early. I heard about it. I was like, that's too early. Why are you coming back?
No. I will tell you why they're coming back. Because they say that the conditions under which they are staying in the place is horrible. Oh. They don't even have, some of them say they haven't even eaten. In 3 days, they've not eaten. Oh. Yeah.
So it's something
I'll read the story. I'll go into the story.
I guess.
Well, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't sound palatable. I'm going to read that story shortly. 14,135 road crashes. There have been 2,276 deaths recorded in 2023. Okay, so the AFCON news, where the Ghanaian supporters want to return. Let me just read a little bit of that. Over 300 Ghanaian football supporters who were transported to Abidjan, Ivory Coast by the government to cheer on the Black Stars at the Africa Cup of Nations are facing a desperate situation. Stranded and allegedly abandoned, the fans are now pleading with the Ghanaian government for immediate assistance. These fans, housed at the Entrée Hotel Memi in Abidjan, claim they have been deprived of food, water, and proper communication with Ghanaian authorities. They claim that the high cost of living in Ivory Coast has further drained their resources, leaving them in a precarious situation. These supporters were part of a group that was sent by the Ghanaian government to support the Black Stars. However, the experience has been far from the promised one. They have been unable to contact officials for assistance, heightening their sense of despair and abandonment. Now, in an interview with Citi News, the supporters called on the government to intervene and provide them with the necessary support to return home safely. Now, one of the supporters said, and I quote, "When we started the journey from Accra Sports Stadium, it has been hell till today. We were even begging for water. We got to Elubu, but the borders were shut because we got there late. We had to sleep on the floor, all in the name of our dear country, to come and support the Black Stars. They paired us 3 and 4 in a room as we got there." Chris, are you hearing? We got to the stadium. When we got to the stadium, some of us were 7 minutes to the end of the game because the tickets were given to us late. I'm taking my time to read the story. So please, they should come for us and take us to Ghana, because all of us here, one way or the other, we're doing our own thing. We are tired. Other than that, we will start mentioning the names of those who brought us here and reveal everything. The story goes on, right? I can't read all of it. We're running out of time. Can't read all of it. But the Daybreak has a story, and it's something that the interview happened on Citi News. So, yeah, I'm not sure what you make of it.
You have things doing.
Yeah.
You claim you had things
No,
doing.
he said all of us have things doing.
You had things doing, but you still wanted to go and support Black Stars.
And they were promised. So for me, the issue is that they moved based on promises that were made them. And so far, it seems, it appears that none of the promises have been kept, except that we will take you from point A to point B. But none of the promises have been kept. No food, no water, accommodation is poor or poorer than they were promised.
And their vest money is finished.
And they said that they can't even, look, I even heard a voice on Citi News this morning, on radio. They can't even access their Momo. So it's like... Yeah,
you can't access your Momo. It's different.
It's a different...
to go all the way back to the border.
To the border, right? Now, you see, my challenge is why did they sleep at the border?
Well, it's like a flower too. When it's late, you cannot.
No, but that's poor planning.
Yeah,
why do they sleep at the border?
Exactly.
I have traveled to Abidjan before. You just have to time it correctly.
Yes.
If you time it correctly, you will get there on time.
Leave early and then get there on time.
Do you understand? So why is it that you have left at a time where you will get to the border when the border is closed?
Well, the only thing I can say for them is I pray that, everything gets sorted out for them. And next time when you're traveling like that, carry your Vex money in your hand like this. Don't put it in your Momo. Anything can happen. You never know.
But you have been promised.
It's like going on a bad date. So you have your Vex money in your hand. Anything happens,
it's like what?
Spend your money.
No, it's like what? No, say it again. I like that part.
It's
like going on a bad date.
Yeah.
Listen, people, don't go on bad dates. Carry money.
It's called Vex money.
The person will leave. It's called Vex money. Yeah, Vex money. Vex money. If you Vex like this. No, I haven't heard this one before. I can't wait to ask my guests on the News Review segment. We'll take a quick break. Sports Review is up next. We're not taking a break. Sports Review is next. All right, on that Vex Money note, let's get into AFCON stories. And on AFCON 2023, the African champion Senegal began their title defense at the AFCON with a 3-0 win over a 10-man Gambia on Monday. Now, Pape Gueye opened the scoring after 4 minutes when 20-year-old Lamine Camara had a wonderful tournament debut with 2 goals for Senegal in the 52nd and 86th minutes. Now, 5-time AFCON winners, Cameroon started their campaign with a 1-1 draw with Guinea. Now, Mohamed Bayo put Guinea ahead first, but Cameroon's Frank Magri found the leveler to leave the 2 teams with a point each. Now, the 2019 winners, Algeria, were held 1-1 by Angola in an entertaining game in Bouaké. Now, the Algerians scored first through Baghdad Boneja and in the first half, and he added a second, but it was ruled out for offside. Now, the Angolans came into their own and found the equalizer from Mabalulu when he put away a rebound from a missed penalty. Now we have some FIFA Best Awards news. Argentina forward Lionel Messi won Men's Player of the Year at the FIFA Best Awards, with Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola claiming the Men's Coach Prize in London. Now, Inter Miami's Messi edged out City striker Erling Haaland, with Paris Saint-Germain attacker Kylian Mbappe third. Now, City's Ederson collected the goalkeeper award from Real Madrid's Thibaut Courtois and Al Hilal's Yassine Bonu. Now, Spain's Aitana Bonmati won the Women's Player of the Year, with England's Mary Earps picking up the Best Women's Goalkeeper award. And that's where we end sports for this morning.